In the name of Jesus, we continue study of Genesis. Today is Wednesday, the third day of this first week. Physically, it looks many are tired and falling asleep. Hope we can rejuvenate after learning something, and then we really can pay attention to the teaching. Okay, so we flip to chapter 13. Chapter 13. This is the chapter we see how Lot and Abraham, they separate each other. And this is also according to personal choice. And this is a lesson we're supposed to learn, because in our life, we always make choices, different type. Some choice may affect your whole life, but some choice maybe you have chance to revise. So yesterday we already mentioned, after returning from Egypt, both Abraham and Lot, these two families become very rich. In verse 2, Abraham was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. Right? And also in verse 5, and Lot also, which went with Abraham, has flocks and the herbs and the tents. They both are, become so different compared to before they enter into Egypt. Right? After returning, it seems they really got some gold, and then they return. But in reality, it's a very shameful journey to Abraham. And now, this is the side effect. Right? They cannot get along because too much possessions, and the land become too small. But in reality, this is what caused the fight, the strife. What is the reason? In Bible mentioned in verse 8, verse 7 and verse 8, the herdsmen, they fight, right? Not Lot and Abraham fight, but their servants fight. So it is sometimes the argument is not from the master, but because of the others, and it somehow it related to the master anyway, right? So this argument occurs means because of the wealth, because of the flocks. Now they tend to expand it. Right? Once you have more, then you want to have more. This is called our desire. Usually, we cannot be easily content. Say, "Oh, it's enough." Never, right? So, good or bad depends on how you view it. If we consider, "Oh, I want to get closer to God. I want to know the Lord more." Yes, it's good because God is unlimited. The more you close to Him and you put effort to know, then you also see the glory. Then you want to get closer and you want to learn more, which is good. Without this kind of pursuing heart, then we can just easily stop there and say, it's enough. But in reality, we cannot see the real beauty of God. But from worldly perspective, if we already own some possession, then we cannot feel enough. Then we want more. Actually, it also will consume your energy. You have to put more time, more energy in to get it, right? To maintain it. So this is the strife between this husband. It comes from actually their heart of unsatisfaction. They want to have more. They cannot just stop there, right? So this is the consequence after returning from Egypt and after they become rich. Okay. So now, from verse 8, we see the love of Abraham. Abraham, he is the uncle of Lot, right? And he just offered to Lot about if we're supposed not to fight, right? Must have peace. So in verse 8, let's read verse 8 and 9. 13 verse 8 and 9. Can I ask Joshua Lee, please read? You see how Abraham, he provided the resolution, right? He said, we're supposed not to fight because we are brethren, come from the same family, right? If they can love one another, it will be the best, right? But now Abraham, he offered a solution, right? In verse 9, say, is not the whole land before you? Separate yourself, and I pray you from me. Abraham offer, you depart, you separate from me. And Lot, he just follow. Okay, then I want to go. If Lot really understand how blessed Abraham is, and a lot of his riches came because of Abraham, right? In reality, it is, yes. When Lot lived together with Abraham, this is a life, and this is the reason he becomes so prosperous in his family. So he didn't see the goodness of Abraham. Because God already chose Abraham, God appeared to Abraham. So all the goodness come from God. And because God select and show glory to Abraham, he has faith to God. And he's just a follower, you know. So from this verse, we see how Lot, his eyesight is very shallow. He didn't see the real good of Abraham. No, he just see the worldly things. He didn't see any spiritual or the goodness of Abraham beyond the physical thing. So Abraham offered, please, you separate from me. If Lot is really a wise man, then he will say no. He will say no. I'd rather to live with you, but let's dissolve. Let me ask my husband not to fight with yours, right? So if we look at the verse, this husband, they have to obey the master's way anyway. If the master give them instruction how to do it, then it could be done. It's another problem at all. So the real problem is very easy to dissolve. From husband, if master command a way, then it's easy to be done, right? Okay, now problem is when Abraham say this way, and Lot just follow. Because when he lift up his eyes and see the plain of Jordan River, and his heart is already gone, he didn't really see the importance of Abraham. Compare with what he has now, and he wants to do. So easily, then we see how Lot just make a choice. Okay, so let's read verse 9, verse 10. Verse 10 to verse 11. Verse 10 to verse 11. Can I ask Sister Vinny, please read. Okay. So Lot lift up his eyes, see the plain of Jordan. And then he saw this. Now, Abraham offered him the choice. So he can first make a choice. Just like he has this privilege to select a good one too. From his choose, then we see the heart of Lot as well. He didn't consider he is a younger generation. He's supposed to honor, right? To honor the older one. If just respect to the uncle, he's supposed to say, "You choose first," right? But he didn't have a second thought and just, okay, seems you give me this opportunity, then I choose the best. And to us now we understand. He chose this plain of the Jordan. End up, we know the story, right? He lost everything. But at the moment, he considered, I make a good choice, right? He select what he saw. And Bible also mentioned about the area he chose look like Egypt. Consider Egypt, right? Before they enter into Egypt, they have no idea about what Egypt looked like. But after they enter in, and then they have an idea, this is the Egypt. This is a developed country. It's so advanced. And this is how his eyesight, he become polluted, actually. His mind been attached to the worldly enjoyment. And he can see the opportunity to become even better. So he select what he saw. And because he wanted to be just like Egypt, live somewhere like Egypt, and there is full of opportunity, prosperous life. So in the Bible, we see how eventually, in verse 11, they separate, right? And he dwelled in the city, and eventually he pitched his tent toward Sodom. Okay, so let's read verse 12 to 13. Brother Edward Chen, please read. Okay. Now, how do we make choices? What is our principle to make choices? By sight or by faith? By sight. If we just choose by current situation, what you saw, but don't forget what we saw may be not real. Or what we heard may be not true. Just like some advertisement, right? 廣告 They just make it, oh, that's so beautiful, it looks so good and so nice. But in reality, it's just a poison covered with candy, sugar only. So if we choose by sight, then we easily get deceived. And the deception eventually come from where? Come from our own choice. Because we want to, this looks better, but it's not. Right? But by faith means we can see far and there's something behind. So faith, what is faith? Faith means you don't just stick on the current situation. You have to see something beyond. And you believe it is, and then you want to hold on it. This is called faith. Right? We do things because of faith. You receive education because you have faith. After I complete it, I learn it, and then I have a better future. I have better work, or I have more choices. But if you don't have faith, then you consider, how come I have to suffer in study, in doing things? I better to just enjoy life, do whatever I want. Right? You don't want to be suffered. So by faith, then we have really we become smart actually. So do not be deceived, my beloved brother. This is in James chapter 1:16. Do not be deceived. You do need to see the right things. So nowadays, this society is full of deception, confusion. Let us focus on what Bible promises, and we make a choice every day according to faith. Okay. So the things which are seen are temporary. In 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. The physical things, right? The worldly things, eventually just fade away or deteriorate, decay, just like our body getting old. One day we return to the dust. Right? The beauty, currently you are beauty, you are handsome, but down the road, 50 years later, 40 years later, you become so different. Right? If you don't dye your hair after 40s, then you turn to gray, eventually become whole white hair. Someone maybe lose, become bald. Right? So our beauty, our current outer appearance is just temporary. One day it will just gone. But what can endure long? Inside beauty, inner being is more important, right? Okay. So whom do we make friends with? This is very important. So Lot, eventually he moved into the cities, lived in the city of Sodom. He made friends with them, of course. Right? In chapter 19, then we see how actually he also earned some position. He can sit in the city gate, right? The plaza, and just like somebody really can raise his opinion. Right? So it seems Lot also received something, orderly, respect. But eventually, when he wanted to insist his value system, then the residents in Sodom, they fight back, and then say, "Who are you? You are just foreigner. You come to judge us, right? You become a ruler? No way." Right? In chapter 19, if you read through the story, you know it. Right? So make friends, the orderly friend. This is the wicked man. If temporary, just is a good friend, but actually it's not real. So are we going to be friends with the world, or we make friends with the Almighty God? Right? So James chapter 4, verse 4, it gives us the verse, very important. If we be friends, we love the world, and we become the enemy of God. James chapter 4, verse 4. Remember. If we really put our heart in this world, then we become an enemy of God. Remember. So everything comes from our heart. It depends. It's just a matter of how we control our heart. Okay? So from this story of Lot and Abraham separate each other, we see in Lot, in his heart, he already detached from Abraham. When he made the decision, then we already realize his heart is not in the promised land. His heart already look at the prosperity in the society. And this is the first step of failure. Eventually, we know the life of Lot and then the consequence of their wickedness. Okay? So, Lord Jesus called us as friend. In John chapter 15, verse 15, Lord Jesus now, he called us friend. He wants to make friend with us. Not only he saved us as our Redeemer, he also wants to be our friend. So, make friend with Jesus means we really care about him, and then we want to share. We talk to him, right? So, in the garden, the hymn 407, right? As friends, you will spend time together, talk to each other, and you will communicate. Make friend with the Lord means we really spend time with Jesus. And from our heart, then we know what is the most valuable. Okay, so this is a choice. Abraham, on the other hand, he chose to dwell in the land of Canaan. In verse 12, after Lot depart, and then he remained in the wilderness. Right? The dwelling place actually can influence our life. Yes. He continued in the wilderness. Then it's a simple life. Pitch the tent. Then build altar, call upon the name of God. Rely on God in his life. But Sodom, the exceedingly wicked city before God. And Lot, eventually he loved this place and he dwelt in it. And so, by the fear of the Lord, one depart from evil. By the fear of the Lord, one departs from evil. Proverbs 16, verse 6. Okay. The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. Proverbs 16, 17. The dwelling place, so the surrounding environment is very important. If we always hang out with someone really love the word and just talking about those worldly things, listen to this kind of that kind of music, just try to stir up your emotion, right? And your friend always talking about about, I don't know, maybe games, maybe internet, movie, sport, all of the worldly things. Eventually, you will become like them anyway. So, carefully select whom we want to be friend and associate together. Hopefully, through the NYTS, we really can find a good spiritual companion, and then we always talking about the ministry of church. As a youth, we are full of energy and we have more creativity. Just get together and think about what we can do for the church, for the Lord. Right? If something needs to be done, but council, let they don't see it, and they don't consider this important, can use, you get together and discuss and find something to do for the church. Proactively to offer your heart and your service. Do something for the Lord. Not just passively waiting there. Nobody told me to do anything. So that's why I sit there, idle it. Why not? As a group, let us always come up with something to create more channels for servitude. For everyone to join this ministry and put our heart in the church. Okay? So spend some time, just like our coordinator already shared. Have you ever considered do internship in the church as a volunteer? If you apply your school, you need to volunteer hours, right? You didn't to find spot in hospital, in library, in community. You want to get a credit. How about you spend time, volunteer hours in the church to do things for the church, for the Lord? Why not? Have we ever considered that way? Or just passively waiting there? Oh, I don't know what to do for the church. Okay? Abraham, he chose live in the wilderness, follow God's way, and God respond to him, right? Verse 14 to 18. Verse 14 to 18. Let's read this verse. 14 to 18 is God's promise, and this is also suppose what we have. Can I ask Justice, please read. No, chapter 13, brother. Okay, thank you. So the Lord command Abraham. Now, when he remained in the wilderness, God now command him to lift up your eyes and to look from the place where you are, right? So now God want Abraham, you lift up your eye and then see around. God offer, whatever you see, then this land will be given to you and your descendants. Okay. When Lot lifted up his eyes, he used his own wisdom, his own judgment to select. Now, Abraham, he know what is the best. Okay. So, what Abraham offered to Lot is not necessary to push him away, remember. If Lot also remained in the wilderness, God also have a way to make him survive, right? To bless him. But unfortunately, Lot, he didn't. Okay? Now, Abraham is the only remain in the promised land. And God just, the second time, provide his promise to him. We assure the land will be given to his descendant. So Abraham believed what God promised the first time. Now, the second time, God re-said the promise. So this 15 to 17 is basically the second time God promised Abraham about giving land and the descendants. Abraham removed his tent, came, and then dwelt in the plain of the Manre, which is Hebron. Hebron is the communication. Hebron means communication, 交通联合. So he lived in a place where he could communicate with God. And then also he built a family altar called upon the Lord. So he remained a simple life. But Lot, at this moment, he already seems so excited, moved his tent toward Sodom, eventually lived in the wicked city. Okay. So true faith manifest when we make decision. True faith show when you make decision. So your decision is very important. Okay, the homework. I just want you to have some spiritual teaching. You can learn from chapter 13. So this is just few. There are more. Lot, he did not see the blessing of being close to his uncle. God actually spoke to Abraham. In chapter 12, Lot, he knew, right? That's why he followed Abraham from Ur to Haran and then to Canaan. Right? And then all the journey, and including down to the Egypt, and then how God protect them and then send them back. All of the journey, he witnessed. He is the first hand to witness how God protect and how God guide, right? And he heard the promise of God, but when this the moment to make decision, he just neglect, his uncle, and then just consider himself. Of course, it's because of his heart, right? Lot saw the plain of Jordan. He looked, oh, this is good, but he didn't care about the promise of God, right? He heard, but he don't care. He didn't care. Right? And then he saw the good of plain of Jordan, but he didn't see the danger of making friends with sinner. Eventually, he moved into the city of Sodom, and the city is exceedingly wicked in front of God. See, so when we make decision, it's very crucial. Let us be wise and use the biblical principle to make decision. Very important. So let us not only have orderly perspective, let us also have the spiritual and know what is more important, more valuable, what is the eternal, is real blessing. Otherwise, it just eventually become event. Okay. So this chapter 13. We'll continue in chapter 14. The 14, I just give you the outline. This is the Abraham and kings, the battle of four kings and 5 kings. Okay, from verse 1 to 9, I think this whole bunch of the story how they fight each other. In verse 10, now Lot was a captive to the joint force of the 4 kings, right? And just read verse 10 to verse 12. Okay, verse 10 to verse 12. Can I ask, Sister? I make sure to call the name right. Cariska, please read. So at this moment, Lot lost everything, right? Including himself. If not, someone informed Abraham, and then Abraham just rushed to rescue them. Then Lot is just doomed and done already, right? So 13 to 16, this is how Abraham, he just organized his train sermon, 318, associate with his friend, and then they just so meticulously they can defeat these four kings first. Okay, so the rescue was done through his friend and his own trained sermon, and because of love. Okay, strength of Abraham comes from believing in God's promise and trusting God in all things. At this moment, we don't see, Abraham, he called upon God to help. No. This is because out of love, he needed to take action anyway, right? So God's help shown when he defeat these four kings. Not because they are so capable, but actually because God helped. This is God's blessing. Okay. So after they return, two kings welcome them. So let's jump to 17. Jump to 17. 17 to, let's cut it, 17 to 20 first. 17 to 20. Can I ask Brother Nathaniel? Nathaniel, John, please read. Okay, thank you. 21 to 24. Can I ask Sister Rachel? Rachel, please read. Okay, thank you. Two kings, right? The first, actually, is the king of Sodom. The king just standing at the king's valley waiting, right? Because he positioned himself, he's the king. He's the king of the Sodom. Right? And what do he want? What does he want? Give me the presents and take the goods for yourself. It's verse 21. He just cares about he wants his people back. That means what? Who? Lot was rescued back, right? So did Lot relocate to different place and go back to Canaan? Basically not. So Lot returned back to Sodom, to the king of Sodom. Because at this moment, the king considered Lot belonged to him already. It's his possession. Right? Okay. But on the other hand, this king of the Solomon, king of the priest of the God Most High, right? He brought out bread and wine and blessed Abraham. He welcomed him, bring bread and the wine, because he know what Abraham need at this moment. Right? And then also give him a reminder, you need to give thanks to God. Praise be God Most High, who has delivered enemies into your hand. Not because you are great, because God help you. Right? God hand this enemy into your hands. So not because you are good credit. Right? So give thanks to God. Give thanks to God. Okay. And then Abraham offered tithes to him. From this, actually, in book of Hebrews, then we will see more about who is this king or Melchizedek, and he is really very amazed in this moment to give Abraham what he need. Okay, so this is the story. Then we will continue next time. Okay, let's kneel down and pray together.